Hello grade 12s. In this video we are going to focus on acids and base, particularly the calculations on the pH of acid and bases. Okay, first of all we need to understand that the acids have the pH which is less than 7. That is the first thing that we need to know. Another thing that we need to know is that when we calculate the pH, we will use a formula. pH is equal to negative log concentration of hydronium ion. Another thing that we need to understand is that when you calculate the pH of acid, you need to know that the acid will give you hydronium ion when it reacts with water. For example, if we have HCl that reacts with H2O, HCl will donate the proton, then we get H3O plus Cl minus. Since this acid has only one proton to donate, it will give us only one hydronium ion. Okay, then if there are two, we'll get two hydronium ion. For example, HCl with sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, when it reacts with water, will give you H3O plus SO42 minus. But since we have two hydrogens to donate there, which means we are going to get two hydronium ions, but we need to balance the equation. We have 4H here, we can put 2 here. Then we have 6H here, then we can put 2 here. Then the equation is balanced to get two hydronium ions. What does that mean? It simply means that concentration of hydronium ion that you get from a monoprotic acid will be equal to 1 times concentration of that acid, which is monoprotic acid. Okay, then concentration of hydronium ion that you get from diprotic, it will be 2 times that diprotic acid concentration, and so on. If there are 3 hydrogen atoms in that acid, we are going to say 3 times concentration of that acid, that is in this case phosphoric acid. Now let's go to a base. When it comes to bases, when the bases react with H2O, you get, okay, before that the pH of bases is greater than 7. When they react with bases, the bases with water, you get OH minus as a product. If there are 2 OH, you get 2 OH, 3 OH, 3 OH, and so on. Let's make an example. If we have sodium hydroxide that reacts with H2O, then you get sodium ion plus OH minus. Since you have 1 OH in this base, you get 1 OH as a product. Then if you have 2 OH, you will get 2 OH. Like in this case, react with water, you will get magnesium ion plus 2OH. Then you balance your equation, 2OH minus, and so on and so on. That is how it goes, meaning that concentration of OH minus will be equal to 1 times concentration of sodium hydroxide, because it has only one. But in this case we have 2 OH, which means it will be 2 times concentration of magnesium hydroxide concentration. Then this is how it goes. Then we calculate whatever. When we are given the base, you will get OH, not H3O plus. H3O plus defines the acid. H3O plus defines the acid. Meaning that when you have a base, you are going to use this formula. Concentration of OH minus times the concentration of H3O plus is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. Then ubala when you are given a base. Now let's go to the question straight. In this question, they say calculate the pH of hydrochloric acid or nitric acid that has the concentration which is 0,3. This is the formula for calculating pH. Now we are given the acid, which means we are going to get this one. The acid that we have has only one H. That is H3O plus in this case would be 1 times the concentration of HCl, which is equal to 0,4 mole per dm cube. Okay, so in this case there is nothing to calculate. Let's just substitute to the formula. pH will be equal to minus log, then the concentration of hydronium ion is 0,4. Then we press the calculator. The answer is 0,4. Is that correct? Yes, 0,4. This is the pH for this acid, which is less than 7. Okay, then let's go to the next question. The following question says calculate the pH of sulfuric acid. Now the sulfuric acid has 2 protons to donate, meaning that the concentration of H3O plus will be equal to 2 times the concentration of sulfuric acid, because it has 2 protons to donate, meaning that we have 2 times the concentration of sulfuric acid is this one, which is 0,4. Then we get 0,8 mole per dm cube. Then the pH is equal to minus log concentration of H3O plus. Then we substitute. The concentration is 0,8. Then the answer is 0,096. This is the pH for this one. Then we're done. This is how we calculate the pH. Let's go to another question. This one says calculate the pH of hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a base. Sodium hydroxide is the base. And sodium hydroxide has only one OH, meaning that the concentration of OH minus is equal to 1 times the concentration of sodium hydroxide, which is equal to 0.4 mole per dm cube, because it's 1 times. Therefore, since we are given the base, we are going to use KOH, that is OH minus, I'm making a mistake, H3O plus, which is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. This is not KOH, it's KW. This is KW. Now we are looking for H3O plus, therefore we will take this and substitute here. So we have 0.4 times H3O plus, which is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. Then we divide by 0.4 both sides. Then we have H3O plus concentration. This is the concentration. This is the concentration. The square brackets are concentration here. So let's press calculator and see what is the answer, which is the answer now is 250 times 10 to the power negative 16 mole per dm cube. But the question says calculate the concentration, the pH I mean. Therefore, the pH will be equal to minus log concentration of H3O plus. Then we substitute. This is H3O plus. We have minus log into 250 times 10 to the power negative 16. Then we get the pH. Okay, then the answer is 13.60. The answer is 13.60. This is the pH for the base. We said it must be greater than 7, and indeed it is greater than 7. Then we are done that question. Then let's look at this question. They say calculate the pH of barium hydroxide. Barium hydroxide has 2 OH. As you can see, it has 2 OH. That is barium hydroxide. Therefore, concentration of, it's a base. It's a base. Since it's the base, we get OH. And there are 2 OH, which means it's 2 times concentration of barium hydroxide, which is equal to 2 times 0.4 in this case. Then we have 0.8 moles per dm cube. Since we are calculating the pH of the base, we will start with KW, that is OH minus is times H3O is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14, which is KW. Now we have the concentration of OH minus. We have 0.8 into concentration of H3O plus. which is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. Then we divide by 0.8 both sides. Then we press the calculator. Negative 14 divided by 0.8. Then we get the concentration of H3O plus, which is equal to 125 times 10 to the power negative 16 mole per dm cube. Then we calculate the pH. pH is equal to minus log concentration of H3O plus. Minus log, let's substitute 125 times 10 to the power negative 16. Then we get the pH. Then we get the pH is minus log 125 times 10 to the power negative 16. Then get 13.90. The pH is greater than 7. This is the base. Then we are done. We are done. Now let's say we are given the pH. Then the question says calculate the concentration while we are given the pH. Okay? Now let's go to that question. Let's say we are given that the pH of sulfuric acid, is, let's say it's 3. It is given that the pH of sulfuric acid is 3. Then the question says calculate the concentration of H3O plus. Then number 2, calculate the concentration of sulfuric acid. Okay, let's start with number 1. Number 1, we are given the pH, which is equal to minus log concentration of H3O plus. Then the pH is 3. Then we are looking for the concentration of H3O plus. So this simply means that if we are looking for the pH concentration, we are given the pH, we can change this side to 10 to the power minus pH. The pH is 3, which is equal to the concentration of H3O plus. 10 to the power negative 3 will be equal to the concentration of H3O plus. Then press calculator. Then we get the concentration of H3O plus is equal to 0.003 mole per dm cube. Now the first thing is to substitute with the original formula. That is the first thing. Then the second thing is to use this formula. This is not the original formula. Use this one. That is the second step. First step, substitute the original, then just use this one to get the answer. Then we are done with number 1. Let's do number 2. Number 2 says calculate the concentration of H3O plus of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid has two protons to donate, meaning that concentration of H3O plus will be equal to 2 times the concentration of sulfuric acid, meaning that the concentration of hydronium ion is 0.03, which is equal to 2 times concentration of H sulfuric acid, then we divide by 2, both sides divide by 2. Then we get the concentration of sulfuric acid as 0,0015 mole per dm cube. The question is answered. Let's calculate the pH. We are given the pH. The pH of, for example, magnesium hydroxide is, let's say it's 11. The pH of magnesium hydroxide is 11. First question, calculate. In fact, these are the steps. You first calculate the concentration of H3O+. Then you calculate the concentration of magnesium hydroxide. Sorry. Let's start with number 1. The first thing that you do, step number 1, it's a formula for the pH, which is minus log concentration of H3O+. Okay, and remember this is a base. Then substitute. The pH is 11 in this case, minus log concentration of H3O+. Then use this formula. Concentration of H3O+ is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative pH. Okay, then let's substitute. The pH is 1 times 10 to the power, the pH is 11. Then press calculate. Power 11, negative 11. It's in my calculator. I have 10 times 10 to the power negative 12 mole per dm cube, which is the same as this one. Then the first question is answered. Then question number 2, in this question, calculate the concentration of magnesium hydroxide. Now, magnesium hydroxide is a base. Magnesium hydroxide is a what? It's a base, meaning that we are going to use, since we have this one, we are going to use OH minus times the concentration of H3O+. Then we get 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. Then we substitute. We are looking for OH minus the concentration of this one is 10 times 10 to the power negative 12, which is equal to 1 times 10 to the power negative 14. Then we divide both sides by 10 times 10 to the power negative 12. Then the answer is the concentration of OH minus is equal to 10 to the power negative 14 divided by 10 times 10 to the power negative 12. The answer is 0,1. The answer is 0,01 mole per dm cube. But the question says calculate the concentration of magnesium hydroxide. So since in magnesium hydroxide NOH by 2, we are going to say 2 times the concentration of magnesium hydroxide. Then we have the concentration of OH minus 0,01, which is equal to 2 times the concentration of magnesium hydroxide. Then we divide by 2 both sides to get rid of this 2. Then we get the concentration of magnesium hydroxide, which is equal to 0,0005 mole per dm cube. Then we are done for this question. This is how we calculate the pH. This is how we use the pH to calculate what is asked or required. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.